Hey everyone, welcome back to Finance Fanaticast. I'm Anna, your resident money geek, here to help you unlock the secrets of personal finance in a way that's fun, relatable, and, let's be honest, sometimes a little too real. But that's what we're here for, right? To cut through the noise, the flashy social media posts, and get to the heart of what really matters for your financial well-being. Now, today's topic is something that might make you raise an eyebrow, or two. We're talking about saving $10,000. Yeah, I know, it doesn't sound like you're becoming the next Warren Buffett, but hear me out. For a lot of people, hitting that $10,000 mark is the ultimate sign of financial freedom. It's the I Can Sleep at Night fund. It's the emergency cash that says, hey, life can throw its worst at me, and I'm still good. It's so much more than just a number in your bank account. It's about security, freedom, and, most importantly, building a mindset for long-term success. And don't worry, we're going to break this down step by step. If you've ever felt stuck in a financial rut, like getting to your first $1,000 feels harder than running a marathon, then this episode is for you. We're not just going to focus on what you need to do, we're going to talk about why it matters and how it sets the stage for bigger, better things down the line. Plus, stick around till the end, because I've got a few pro tips on how to keep yourself motivated even when progress feels slow. So, are you ready to start stacking up those dollar bills? Let's get into it. Breaking the cycle. Why saving the first $1,000 is life-changing. Alright, let's dive into the nitty-gritty with something that might seem small on the surface but is absolutely monumental. Saving your first $1,000. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Anna, seriously? $1,000? That's barely enough for a vacation, let alone financial freedom. But trust me, it's not about the amount itself, it's about what it represents. Hitting that $1,000 mark is like breaking free from financial quicksand. It's the first sign that you're clawing your way out of the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. And that, my friends, is no small feat. Here's the thing, for many people, especially if you've been in the habit of barely making ends meet, that first $1,000 is proof that you can save money. It's proof that you can tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Think of it like this, you're literally rewiring your brain to shift from a scarcity mindset to one of growth and possibility. Imagine you're living with zero cushion. Every time life throws a curveball, it's panic mode. Car breaks down, there goes the rent money. Unexpected medical bill? Now you're dodging phone calls from creditors. But when you have that first grand sitting in your savings, it's like having a safety net that says, hey, I've got this. It's freedom from those financial emergencies that keep you up at night. What makes this milestone even more powerful is the psychological shift it creates. You see yourself differently. You're no longer someone who can't save money. You're someone who's doing it. And that change in mindset is the foundation for everything that follows. So, whether you're starting from zero or just trying to get back on track, focus on that first $1,000. It's not just a number, it's a signal that you're breaking the cycle of financial instability and setting yourself up for a future of financial independence. Building the saving habit, the power of discipline over motivation. Now that we've hit on the significance of that first $1,000, let's talk about something just as important, how you actually get there. And spoiler alert, it's not by waiting around for the magical wave of motivation to hit you. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Motivation is fickle. It's like that friend who's all in on going to the gym with you but mysteriously disappears the moment it's leg day. You can't rely on it. What you can rely on, though, is discipline. Yep, discipline is the real MVP when it comes to saving money, and once you get that going, it'll carry you further than any motivational speech or Instagram quote ever could. Think of it like starting a new workout routine. The first week is exciting. You're pumped, you've got your cute gym clothes ready, and you're envisioning that six-pack coming any day now. But by week 2, when the soreness sets in, and you realize results don't happen overnight, that initial excitement fades. What keeps you going? Discipline. That little voice in your head saying, I committed to this, and I'm going to show up, even if it's just 20 minutes today. Saving works the same way. You start with good intentions. This is the month I'm going to start saving seriously. Then life happens. Your favorite store has a sale, your friends want to go out for dinner, and suddenly, that savings plan is looking like a distant memory. But when you've built the habit of saving, it becomes automatic. You're setting aside money without even thinking about it. It's not glamorous, it's not Instagrammable, but it's effective. The key to building this discipline? Start small. Automate your savings so you don't have to rely on willpower every payday. Even if it's $10, $20, or $50 a week, the consistency is what matters. That little snowball starts rolling, and before you know it, you've built momentum that can't be stopped. One more thing, give yourself permission to not be perfect. Some months, you might not be able to save as much as you planned, and that's okay. What's important is that you don't stop. The power of saving comes from showing up, paycheck after paycheck, even when the progress feels slow. Because here's the thing, it's not about how fast you get there, it's about making sure you're still in the game when it counts. So, remember, discipline beats motivation every single time. And the best part? Once you've built that saving habit, it's yours to keep for life. From small wins to big gains, the magic of compound interest. All right, we've got our discipline dialed in, we're saving consistently, and now it's time to turn those small wins into something magical. And by magic, I mean compound interest. This is where the fun really begins, because who doesn't love the idea of making money while doing absolutely nothing? Here's the deal, when people talk about building wealth, they are not necessarily talking about landing a huge paycheck or winning the lottery, though, hey, no complaints if that happens right. They are talking about the slow, steady, and totally underappreciated power of compound interest. So, what exactly is compound interest? I like to think of it as your money's best friend. It's when the money you've saved starts earning interest, and then that interest starts earning interest, and so on. It's like planting a tiny seed in the ground, and over time, with just a little bit of patience, that seed grows into a massive tree that starts dropping fruit all on its own. Now, don't worry, I'm not about to throw a bunch of complex math at you. The idea is simple. When you save, the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. And the best part? It's not about having huge amounts to begin with. Even small, consistent contributions can grow into something significant over time thanks to the magic of compounding. Let's break it down with a quick example. Say you save $100 a month. After a year, that's $1,200. Pretty nice, right? But now let's add interest into the mix. If that $1,200 is sitting in an account earning, say, 5% interest, you're not just making $1,200. You're also making a little extra from the interest, which means the next year, you're earning interest on both your savings and the interest you've already earned. And that, my friends, is the magic sauce. Over time, that extra bit starts to add up in a big way. Here's the key takeaway. The most important ingredient in building wealth is time. The earlier you start saving, the more you benefit from compound interest working in your favor. So even if you're only able to save a little bit right now, trust me, it's worth it. It might not feel like much at first, but give it a few years, and you'll be amazed at how those small contributions start to snowball into something much bigger. And listen, I get it. Waiting for money to grow can feel about as exciting as watching paint dry. But this is where that discipline we talked about earlier comes in. You've got to trust the process and let time do the heavy lifting. After all, we're playing the long game here. So, to sum it up, compound interest is your money's best friend. Get started early, stay consistent, and let that magical compounding machine work for you while you kick back and relax. Financial security without millions. Prioritizing freedom over dreams. Okay, so we've covered a lot already. Saving that first $1,000, building the discipline to save, and watching your money grow with compound interest. But let's address one of the biggest myths in personal finance, the idea that you need to be a millionaire to feel financially secure. Spoiler alert, you don't. In fact, financial security is a lot more about freedom than it is about a specific number. Sure, $1 million sounds nice, but what good is that number if you're constantly stressed, working yourself into the ground, or making decisions that don't align with your true values? Here's the thing. Financial freedom isn't necessarily about having an obscene amount of money. It's about knowing you have enough to handle life's curveballs without going into panic mode. It's about being able to say no to things that drain you and, yes, to opportunities that excite you. And you don't need millions to get there. Let's go back to that $10,000 goal. For most people, having $10,000 in savings can be an absolute game changer. It's not about buying luxury cars or taking a lavish vacation, though, again, no complaints if you can swing that, but rather the peace of mind that comes with knowing you're covered if the unexpected happens. Car repairs, medical bills, or even just the flexibility to take some time off if you need it, that is financial freedom. Now, does having more money help? Of course. But the key is learning to prioritize long-term security over short-term desires. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of instant gratification, whether it's upgrading your phone, taking an expensive trip, or splurging on things that bring momentary joy. And hey, I'm all for treating yourself, but not at the expense of your future financial freedom. The truth is, even if you never become a millionaire, having a solid savings buffer, multiple streams of income, and a mindset that prioritizes long-term financial health will make you feel richer than most people ever will. Because it's not about the dollar amount in your bank account, it's about the choices and the control that money gives you. So, next time you're scrolling through social media and feeling that twinge of envy because someone seems to be living a more glamorous life, remember this. Financial freedom is about security, choices, and the ability to live life on your terms. You don't need millions to achieve that. You just need the discipline, the right mindset, and a plan that works for you. Alright folks, that's a wrap for today's episode of Finance Fanaticast. I hope you're feeling fired up and ready to tackle your savings goals like the financial rock stars you are. Whether you're just starting with your first $1,000 or working toward that $10,000 milestone, remember this, it's not about how fast you get there, it's about staying on the path. Every little step counts, and before you know it, you'll be hitting those goals and celebrating wins, big and small. Financial freedom isn't reserved for millionaires. It's for anyone willing to prioritize long-term security over short-term temptations. It's about building the habits, finding that discipline, and letting the magic of compound interest work in your favor. And, hey, don't forget to celebrate along the way, because you deserve it. As always, if you found value in today's episode, make sure to subscribe, share it with your friends, and drop a review if you're feeling generous. Let's spread the financial wisdom and get more people on the path to freedom. And if you've got any burning questions or topics you'd love me to cover in future episodes, hit me up on social or drop me a message. I'm here for it. Thanks for tuning in to Finance Fanaticast. Until next time, keep hustling, keep saving, and remember, financial freedom is closer than you think.